music as a language of survival and pride.
Yeah, Roma music it's beautiful. It's really beautiful music. It's different like from another communities.
Isn't that odd? Because in the UK, kids see music as an escape from poverty, where maybe in other cultures, music is seen as kind of not a path out of poverty.
Here, there's a lot of what I would consider to be cultural appropriation. So, like, people take bits from our culture, but they take them and they change them so they're not really kind of our culture anymore. And I think so. Once every however many years, I don't know anything at all about fashion, but like our dress, you know, you'll get like gypsy skirts or, you know, like as a fashion statement and stuff. And so they kind of take things out of our culture but don't give back or don't kind of respect it in the way that I would certainly want.
Thank you very much for joining us today at our second episode of the Lachodrome Have a Safe Journey podcast. I would like to thank you first of all for your comments and likes. And I'm here today with my friend Pavel, and who is the co-host as well, and Andy, my friend, who is a co-hosting as well this podcast, and with our special guest for today, John.
Hello.
Thank you.
In today's episode, we'll speak about tradition, culture, and Roma identity. And I would like to say first, thank you very much for all of yous being being with us today. Pavel, Prala, if you wanna.
Yeah. First of all, hello everyone. I'm happy as well. I can be here with all of one here. So thank you so much. Yeah, the first questions about the culture and about the Roma. What makes Roma unique? We know, everybody know, we are beautiful music and the talent for dancing. Yeah, but I think we have more talents for more things. So maybe you can say which more things we have.
That's a good question, Pavel. Thank you very much for your questions, by the way. So yeah, besides music and dance, what other qualities do we have? I would say we like to stick together. We like our family. We like our friends. Reliable people. We like to welcome other people in our homes. What about you, Andy? Rala, what do you think?
Yeah, I think like you've both said, you know, we have a reputation as musicians, and that's well deserved. Roma music is great, and I think you can see a lot of the influences of Roma music all across Europe. You know, you sort of look at sort of like Spanish music, there's a really heavy Roma influence, and you know, kind of like say French music, it's everywhere. And I think maybe a lot of what people listen to, they might not realise is Roma music. But yeah, like you say, I mean, there's a lot more that we've contributed and that we've offered, and that's all across kind of Roma history and culture, you know, sort of art, literature, those kind of things. But the culture as well is really important to Roma. So we have certain ways of doing things and certain ways of living that that maybe isn't familiar to kind of the non-Roma. So I mean, kind of thinking about music. So I mean, one thing that people might not be aware of is that different families kind of have different jobs or different professions that kind of they keep within. So George, I know you're from a really well-known musician family, so it might be good to talk to people about that, because I think that's probably quite unusual for Gadget to hear about that.
Yeah, so for example, in my family, in spite of the fact that my cousin's mom is a very well-known violinist, and had a lot of recordings abroad during the communist period that we had in Romania. My mom's advice was always to get a good education, in spite of the fact that I could have made my path a lot more easier if I would have followed the music one. So yeah, in spite of this, some of the families put a very big accent of our kids and youth to get a good education for later on in life, and not to rely on only on the music side of things. And yeah, Pavel is from a different country. I am from a different country. We listen to different kind of music, and as Andy said, it is a lot of the music on the nowadays market with Roma influences, but people unfortunately don't know. We were talking the other day about Gypsy Kings in Spain, and we were thinking, why did they choose Gypsy Kings, not the Roma Kings? And we said, we reached the conclusion that it wasn't catchy enough. You see, if you go by Roma Kings, first of all, people wouldn't know what to associate that. But if you say Gypsy Kings, then it sounds more flashy, more. But the music, is all over Spain, and flamenco as well. I don't know, when it comes to your country, my friend, what do you think? What do you say?
We say, everybody say gypsy. Yeah, it's wrong. I know it's wrong, but I think on the future that we can change. I think that's slowly change. Everybody, not everybody, but the people now thinking, if talk with me, are you a gypsy or Roma? Ask me always. Yeah. So I think that's little bit changing on the future. The second,
but before we go to the second question, my question for you is: do you think the gadgets in your country, Pavel, do you think they listen? They like Roma music?
This is what I want to explain you for the next questions. For festival, I'm answer for you. Okay. Yeah. Young people start to listen to Roma music because I'm sorry, I don't know, 5-10 years before, nobody knows the Roma band and Roma musical people. Yeah, only Gypsy Kings or only some names, some people. We not for exactly star on the world stage. Yeah. Why? I think we doing music for families and for friends. We don't need it exactly
commercial.
Exactly. We that's not needed. We happy because I'm as well music. I'm doing music as well. I'm as well my band, and this is same. I'm not needed be everywhere, somewhere, I don't know, the ups. Yeah. I'm happy if coming my friend, my family, and singing with me and dancing for my music. Yeah. But now, what I want to say, now that's a little bit changed because the young people, yeah, now doing the commercial music. Yeah. Now we have TikTok, we have social, internet like YouTube and Facebook. So everybody, the young people now doing the music for all of them. Yeah. So I think this is again the future, in the future, and better, go the better and better and better. And yeah, Roma music, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful music. It's different, like from another communities. Yeah. And the people learn and listen more and more and more. And I'm really happy about this. I'm really happy because I'm coming here too many times. I'm because I'm half friend from non-Roma community, and I'm coming into the house. Yeah, and then I listen to my music, you know. And so it's really nice. Yeah, it's changing. Everything changing now. I think for Roma people, coming better future.
On this note, we should add this to our discussion: music as a language of survival and pride. It is an important aspect. Because I think, first of all, the Roma music was an important tool of pride and survival. It was probably one of the fewest things that we could do along the history, I think. And in my country, as Pavel said, I'm glad that in the last 15-20 years the climate changed, and we have a lot of artists on stage from the Roma, with Roma heritage, and they influenced the music a lot in my country. And yeah, it's a good thing. I think this is what we could call social cohesion, social integration, and not assimilation. I don't know how it's here in England, Andy Prala. Maybe you can share with us some of the.
Yeah, I mean it's a complicated one here. I think that I think probably, and I don't know whether or not this is true in your countries as much, but here there's a lot of what I would consider to be cultural appropriation. So like people take bits from our culture, but they take them and they change them so they're not really kind of our culture anymore. And I think so once every however many years, I don't know anything at all about fashion, but like our dress, you know, you'll get like gypsy skirts, or you know, like as a fashion statement and stuff. And so they kind of take things out of our culture but don't give back, or don't kind of respect it in the way that I would certainly want. And I don't know if that's necessarily the same kind of with both of your gadget, whether or not they just come and take something and then take it away. That I think is a problem. I mean, John, yeah, I think you're probably a good person to ask as well about this. Like,
so I'm thinking that cultural appropriation's probably something that all cultures experience, and it's a kind of universal challenge to make sure people understand where things have come from, what the heritage of those tunes or those lyrics or those clothes or the art, what it all connects back to. What interests me is kind of how much of that is connected across nations, across cultures. I think we're not given their history enough to understand how things are connected. I was also kind of interested earlier in the conversation about how education now herds us down particular paths, and we're expecting young people to successfully navigate a really narrow track when it comes to education, when historically education would have been down family lines, and skills would have been passed down family lines. So everybody had a different education because everybody had a different family. And I think we've lost something as a nation, the UK. I think we've lost some diversity in our skill set because schools are only teaching quite a narrow curriculum, and it doesn't take into account the diversity of tasks that face young people, or the heritage, their actual heritage in that context.
I think that's a really, really good point. And actually, George, something that I think is important to discuss around education is that kind of both you and I are quite unusual in the Roma community. Things are changing now, like you say, Pavel, and it's great that we are starting to kind of move in those directions of really valuing, the importance of education and knowing that that's an important thing for us to do. But I mean, when you went to university, probably you were the first in your family to go, and kind of what was that like being a Roma?
Before I will ask your question, I forgot to let know John, feel to interrupt us anytime when you feel the need to ask us anything about it was, for me, it was something normal because I was brought up and raised in that manner. But as John earlier added, a lot of the past trades and castes, and they were forgotten, and people don't put so much aspect culturally and traditional speaking anymore on those trades. Unfortunately, what can I say? The world changed a lot in the last 30-40 years, so you don't need what's the word, locksmith, you don't need that much the locksmith or someone to do shoe horses and things like that. For me it was something normal at that time, not to my family at all, because for all the other people around us it was something unusual to say 20-30 years ago, to say to your kid, go to and get your high school diploma or get your bachelor degree. I don't know, I wouldn't say fortunate, and not lucky. Maybe God wanted for me to be raised in this family where they had like this, I don't know how to call it. I really don't know how to define it, but they felt that the times will change, and music won't be anymore enough.
So they encouraged you to go to university?
Yeah, they said, my friend, if you can do better than playing just an instrument, why not?
Isn't that odd? Because in the UK, kids see music as an escape from poverty, where maybe in other cultures, music is seen as kind of not a path out of poverty.
No, it's the same back home as well.
Okay.
But you have to distinguish between your opportunities and whatever you can do to achieve more, I think.
I don't know, I think the Roma music, it's about feeling. Exactly. Roma music is about feeling because we singing only about my family, about love to mom, dad, for about children, yeah, about pain, yeah, because yeah, Roma people have too much pain from history and now as well because we have little bit hard life like non-Roma people, yeah.
So it's
And
not
the music.
So it's not commercial.
Exactly,
Music.
exactly, and as well, we don't need, we exactly no need going into school and learn more things like professional into music. Yeah, how I'm say I'm as well doing music. I've never been into school. I no need it. Yeah, I'm learning myself. I'm think too many Roma music people learn home. Yeah, but this is what I've said. This is about feeling, and that's in the school never learn you. Yeah, in the school just show you how that's play, and this is wrong, this is good. Yeah, but never show you the feeling. Exactly,
Of
feeling.
course, you because I've studied as well. And it was forbidden. Otherwise, the curricula to classical music. It was forbidden to sing or to interpret Roma traditional Roma music or folklore or whatever. So you had to stick to whatever, even if your cultural heritage was different. You supposed to just do your job and get on with it, and that's it. We have these rules. You can't play outside the rules.
Yeah, yesterday, I've been for small party. My friend have yesterday birthday. This is Roma people, Roma family, and as well we little bit singing. Yeah, little bit drinking alcohol, just little bit, slowly. Yeah, but what I want to say, if we singing some slowly, nicely song, yeah, about family, about friends, yeah. So we exactly cry, yeah, because we thinking for the pain and for the everything, yeah. And if we want happy, yeah, we start singing some little bit quick song, you know, like Chardash. We say
Chardash, happy song.
yeah, and everybody start dancing and everybody happy. This is what I'm saying. The music, it's about feeling, only about feeling,
And bringing the joy of life.
yeah, it's everything. The all words in the songs, it's really about the Roma life. That's why I'm exactly. That's I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm in love for my music. Yeah, because all words what we singing, it's about Roma life. Nothing else. Yeah, non-Roma music people are singing for everything.
No other influences.
Yeah, for everything. We not. We singing only about Roma life. This is the beautiful things about Roma music.
Thank you very much, Pavel, for your questions today, my friend. Andy, thank you very much. On this note, we will end this episode. And thank you very much for being with us today. We will see you soon with more questions and answers and interaction. Acho devlesa.
Ačiū Dievas.
And see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.